Hey, I'm Esper from Studio Esper, the Etsy shop, and Studio Esper, the vlog. So if you're here, chances are that you are either somebody who has bought from my store and is interested in seeing how I make stickers, or somebody who is interested in making their own stickers. In that case, stick around and you'll find out. Also, I really wanted to go, but I realized that was a bad idea. I wanted to give you a high-level overview of how I make stickers. I make the illustration myself by hand, then I format that sticker for printing, that then goes into my Cricut software and then gets printed and is cut on my Cricut, and finally it's inspected for imperfection in the cuts so that I can ensure that I deliver everybody an equally quality product. So let's get the breakdown going. That was dorky as fuck. So first, the illustration. So how are my illustrations made? I use an iPad Air with an Apple Pencil to draw on Procreate to do all of my illustrations that are done digitally. So I use Procreate from the beginning to the end of my illustration process. I don't use any further programs like Photoshop or Sai or anything else. It's all done on the iPad from start to finish. Now, my traditional work is a little bit different. All of my traditional work is watercolor, and it is done on watercolor paper. I'll link it below if you're interested in what watercolor paper I use. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. It's better than multimedia paper in my experience. And then those get scanned into my computer, and I then process it in Procreate. So if there needs to be any adjustments in color and levels, I use Procreate to then do those adjustments and then format the stickers. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Actually, no, that's a good segue. After my illustrations are done, I then format them for printing. And I do this by creating a border around the illustration that the Cricut will then cut around. I size my illustration appropriately to how I want it in the sticker form. And then I create a border around it that will then tell the machine I have to cut around that border so that I can get a nice clean border around my subject. Now, I format all of my stickers into a 9 by 6.5 rectangle for cutting. I do this because while Cricut actually has the capability to cut 9.25 by 6.75, I just like to have a little bit of leeway to resize in the Cricut app instead of doing it in Procreate, because even though I format for that size, it doesn't always end up being exactly that amount. And I'd rather do the fine adjustments when I'm making the actual sticker sheet. That brings me to my next point, which is how I cut my stickers. And that is done with a Cricut Explore Air 2. And I use this cutting machine for every single one of my stickers. So I use the Cricut Design Space app to create a print then cut file. And that file is actually what I save to make the sticker over and over and over again. And that is the source of the file that I print and eventually cut. So I just wanted to touch a little bit on why I cut my own stickers, because it is possible, if you wanted to just order stickers from a third party. And I do this because I like to have my stickers on demand. And doing it this way allows me to be a little bit looser with how much I predict my sales are going to be. If I order a sticker that I made from a company, I'm bound to do the shipping and to eat some of the cost if that sticker doesn't do as well. So conversely, if a sticker does well and I don't have enough stock to fulfill that demand, I'm losing out on the money that I would otherwise have if I were just able to print on demand. And that is very important to me, and that freedom is very important to me when I'm making my stickers. Is that I can print on demand, I can print as little and as much as I want, and this way I can take risks with my business. I can take creative chances with my products because I'm not bound to spend X amount of dollars to create one sticker. I can use one sheet of paper to create a sticker, or I can use 100 sheets of paper to create stickers. This way it gives me a lot more freedom in not only my store, but creatively as well. So this is very important to me when I was starting up my sticker store, is to have that freedom. And because I want to explore my own art and create that art for the Etsy shop, that is very, very important to me. However, if you just want to have stickers and not deal with cutting them, it is possible to just order your stickers in and have them shipped to you. Now, onto the process of cutting stickers. Learning how to use a Cricut was difficult. I thought it would be very simple, but I wasted a lot of paper. And I feel like people don't tell you that. And in the process, it was very eye-opening because you see people mess up on YouTube and you're like, oh, I mean, that's normal. But you don't realize how often you have to mess up to get it right and to just, get the settings calibrated. And sometimes it just doesn't work. But I've now learned the process, and once in a while I'll still get a sticker off cut and it'll suck, but I know how to deal with it now. The actual process of cutting the stickers after you learn how to use the Cricut is actually very simple. You lay out the sticker paper onto the mat, which is sticky, and it will hold it in place while you're doing the cutting. So you feed it through the machine, it does all of the work for you, and this is very important to me because I have tried to hand cut stickers. Before I was sure that I wanted to do Etsy and before I was sure I could afford to do Etsy, I actually ended up trying out to cut stickers by hand, and I just didn't like the quality of it. And if there's one thing that I strive for, besides for good design in my shop, is that consistency and quality. Actually, that's two things, but you know what? Whatever. So I really wanted to have that consistency in the cuts of my stickers. If somebody bought a product, I wanted them to have the same experience as somebody else buying a product. So the Cricut cuts the stickers, and the only thing really left to do is to inspect the stickers. Sometimes there will be offcuts that are so slight that people wouldn't really be able to notice them, but I notice them, and those generally tend to go in the bin. Just because I don't want to sell somebody an offcut product when they're paying the full price. They deserve to get the full price item. I will toss the ones that I don't believe make the cut. So sometimes there are offcuts that are really, really unsellable and they are straight to the bin. And that is just part of having a sticker store. Sometimes you have failed cuts. Once these stickers are inspected and bought, I ship them out in the very special way that I ship out things. So my shipping actually, I wouldn't say it's complicated. However, it's a little bit more involved. So the way that I ship my products is I use a normal A7 envelope, and then I put a piece of rigid chipboard in here. You get the point. So this rigid chipboard is in there. I cut these myself. I sit there with a cutter and I cut these to size. So the reason why I do this is because shipping is a deal breaker for me. And I'm sure it is for a lot of people as well. And free shipping isn't really free. You really pass on that expense to the customer. But the problem that I ran into when calculating for shipping is that you can't just calculate for a customer buying 4 items and then a customer buying 1 item. So I'll be overcharging that customer who's buying 4 items as opposed to just the person buying 1 sticker. And that didn't feel good to me as a seller because I realized that free shipping is enticing. However, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to my customers by putting that cost in, but they're not actually getting that amount of shipping, I guess, because I would have to factor in shipping for one item in every single item. You end up paying for more shipping than you actually need, and I don't really feel good about that. And I know Etsy pushes free shipping to the seller, and your items actually get listed higher if you offer free shipping in your store. However, I just don't really feel good about overcharging my customer for a higher listing. And I'm not trying to sound like high and mighty, it's just that me, the consumer Esper and not the sticker maker Esper, know that I would much rather have a $1 shipping that I pay on top of my order rather than shipping for each and every single item I buy disguised under free. Let me know in the comments what you think of that method. Would you rather have free shipping, or would you rather have cheap shipping and know exactly what you're paying for? Now that I've explained my shipping to you, it comes down to the packaging. I've actually tried to reduce on plastic this year because I realized that people are just going to throw out the packaging for my stickers. And I'm now trying to find a balance between actually having nice, pretty packaging and also not using a bunch of cello bags that people are still going to throw away. But I still use cello bags for all of my orders because it is waterproof, and the last thing I want is for somebody to order something and for them to get it waterlogged because I didn't use a cello bag. So I've come to the compromise with myself that I'm going to use one cello bag instead of just doing away with it altogether. Now I'm trying to find a way to make my packaging nicer because I think packaging is an important part of the experience. However, I want that not to include more plastic. So in terms of the packaging, I actually handwrite a note for every single one of my customers because I'm very thankful of the support that people give me, and it is a good feeling to sell stickers and to sell my art to people who are very interested in it. And writing a thank you note is just a small way that I can say thanks to the people that support my store. So that's it. That is from start to finish how I make every single one of the stickers that is in my store. And I am involved in 100% of each and every step. And I hope you guys enjoyed learning about how I make my stickers. I hope you enjoyed any stickers you bought. And if you're watching this to get to know how to make stickers, I hope that I was helpful to you. And if you have any more questions, just pop them down in the comments below and I will do my best to get back to you. So the link to my store is right here and also down in the description and probably the pinned comment. And I hope you guys have a very, very, very nice day, and thank you for sticking all the way to the end of this video. You are amazing. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.